Welcome. Well, this is interesting. This is interesting. So, Jim Comey yesterday posted 8647. And 8647 means assassinate Trump. Well, back to, um, because this is very disturbing. We have Comey, who was head of the FBI for a long time and was a prosecutor um, on the against the mob, to say that he doesn't know what 86 meant and he didn't know what 47 was. Does he really think that we're that stupid to believe that he doesn't know? Does he really think that we're that stupid, right? Because we're not stupid, right? We know when somebody says 86 someone what that means, right? And we know that 47 refers to President Trump. Yes, he's a bold faced liar, but he stepped in it this time because Tulsi's pissed off at him. Kristi Noem is pissed off at him. Cash has referred it to the Secret Service. Uh, Tulsi said last night he threatened the president. He belongs in jail. She is pissed off. And Kristi Noem said if that was anybody else, they'd already be in jail. Yeah, the blue haired chicks with nose rings. Yeah. And they showed a picture of Comey on the beach reading a book. That arrogant jerk was reading his own book. It's like, who does that? Who reads their own book? Right? He's reading his own book. It's on the cover, he's in the chair reading, and they show from the other side it's his book. Yeah, I would bet money, and I would bet that the Secret Service or the FBI has been there and collected the shells, and they will be able to tell who touched the shells, who put them there. I don't know if he was wearing shoes. I just find this very disturbing. And then something that I did not know, General Flynn posted on X last night, you're in, told him, you're in a different league now. While you tried to kill me and didn't, you failed at that mission. You really should have succeeded because, and then he went ... Right. Selling books, paintings, and Netflix deals. The Diddy trial is taking down a bunch of Democrats. Talked about how Diddy, yesterday they talked about in trial how that Diddy is connected to the Clintons, to the Bushes, and to one other person. Oh, the Obamas. Right. How did the Shells manage to form that message on their own? Right? Yeah. That whole thing about Prince Harry, that came up. And something else very strange there. There's a picture on Epstein Island of George Bush sitting on the floor with a like a baby's onesie on and holding a baby rattle. Right. Someone did look at the post before he deleted them. George. George W. Yeah. The web of people around Epstein. I just find it incredible that none of these people got taken down already. It's, yeah, funny, but not funny is right. And then something else. Cindy McCain was on a podcast over the weekend, and she said something. See, everybody has said that John McCain is this stand up person and all this and that. Cindy McCain said everyone in Congress knew what Epstein did, but they didn't think that he would ever get prosecuted. That nobody had the cojones to stand up to him. Yeah, Clinton in the blue dress. Uh, Benny on the Benny show. He said he looked at that. He said, "That's the Monica Lewinsky dress." Yeah. So much stuff happened at Epstein Island. I don't think we'll ever know everything that happened. I imagine the painter left out the stains, you think? Oh, this is blue. Oops. Oh, we painted over it. Oh, well. Right? What do actors always say and artists that they took creative license? It means they corrected a mistake. Yeah. Sorry that I was late. I was checking to see if there was any more updates. And there are some coming out later today. The the Secret Service was going to Comey's house last night. That's never something you want to see, right? Secret Service show up at your door. See, if he pulls his BS and lies to them, his goose is cooked. Lying to a federal agent is a felony. It was just an oversight. Yeah, I remember, Julianne, when you talked about ICE showing up at your door. Right. The Republican representatives clawed that money back. They took that money away from her. Yeah, they wore black. That was was the FBI that did that to Melania. That was the FBI that did that to Melania. What? TMZ said that? That you, Julianne, were carrying a warhead? But Zach, that is not okay. Going into someone's house just to quote serve what's been found to be a fake warrant. Oh, okay. It was over the Pawn Stars issue between you and a Blue Angels Top Gun pilot. Right. I agree about the abuse of power. And most people don't know that they also trashed Barron's bedroom. Why why did they trash Barron's bedroom? They were not looking for anything. They just went in there and threw stuff around. Oh dear. He said they were an AIM 9. Right. I call it abuse of power. Especially when they knew beforehand they were dealing with a former president. Now, this is something to pay attention to. They knew, Merrick Garland knew that it was a former president. And instead of telling them to make an appointment and go and talk to him, he approved a use of force warrant. That's that Merrick Garland did that. Right? They had to make up a whole bunch of stuff. And see, what the left doesn't want people to talk about is that the Judge Cannon, she dismissed the entire case, and part of her reasoning was that Jack Smith was improperly appointed. A U.S. attorney must be nominated by the president and confirmed rather, by the Senate. Jack Smith was neither of them. Jack Smith was not even a DOJ employee. He was a subcontractor assigned to the International Criminal Court in The Hague. I hope that, what I hope is that they will put General Flynn back. Yep. That is a big deal, is right. Because Merrick Garland knew. Merrick Garland knew. And that makes Merrick Garland responsible. Am I right? If he knew that they were going to the home of the former president and he signed a use of, it's not called use of force, well, they call it use of force, but it's called the shoot to kill warrant. It's called use of deadly force, is what it's called. He approved it. Then the FBI went to the house expecting Trump to be there, did not dress in uniform, dressed undercover, and stormed the house. Had Trump been there, Secret Service would have taken them all out. And then talk about a civil war, right? Well, here's another interesting thing about that. I don't know if you remember, I talked a while back about Trevion Cootie. She was one of the defendants. They signed a no-knock warrant for a former president and approved use of deadly force. Garland did all that. But do you guys remember me a while back talking about Trevion Cootie? She was a defendant in the Georgia Trump RICO case. She said she has proof, and she's given it to Cash, that all of the Trump trials and all of that was all orchestrated by Bill Barr. That Bill Barr handpicked Judge Merchan. He had Fannie Willis and Tish James meet him at the White House, and they talked about how to go forward. Right. I want to see that too. I think a lot of people want to see it because Nathan Wade ran his mouth. That's how we know that there are communications, because Nathan Wade said that he met with the January 6th committee and said that he was not allowed to take anything with him, but that he was allowed to write down notes on what he saw. Yeah, I think that whole thing with funneling money to Nathan Wade and Fannie Willis, I think that's going to be a bombshell. Because I saw on Paralegal Institute of DC yesterday that Fannie Willis lost in court again. She has to pay another $10 million fine, something like that. Yeah, how were they funneling money? Well, Ashley Merchant found that they seized Young Thug's property worth millions and millions of dollars. There's things that are missing. Like there's a Richard Mille watch that's worth $500,000 that's missing. And the detective that testified about it, she was the last one seen with the watch in her hand. She was the last one seen with it. And she says that she put it back on the shelf and left it at the house, but she's holding it in her hand in the video when the video stops. So that's how I think they were um, funneling money, is they were taking from the seizure fund and giving it to Nathan. If so, that's big trouble because that is not supposed to be touched until after the trial is complete and the person gets back his stuff, and the county is only supposed to take it if the person doesn't claim it. Not only did he say he was going to claim it, the interesting thing that I find is that the judge barred him from stepping foot inside of Atlanta. Yeah, anybody that's watching is welcome to come say hello. Hold on a second. We'll see how many are here. Gotta wait for it to catch up. Well, we have 3 on YouTube and 2 on X. Welcome to everyone. Come say hello to us. We want to know where you're from, how you found us, Yeah, there's more to that. Trump did not immediately set his down. He was holding it, and he said to the premier, I don't drink coffee. And the premier told him to sit it down and told him where to sit it down at. Anybody else, that would have been the ultimate of disrespect because you are not to refuse that little cup of coffee. But they told Trump it was okay. Right. Yeah. He was just holding it in his hand, and the premier asked him what was wrong, and he said, I don't drink coffee. And then the premier pointed somewhere and told him, just sit it down here. It's okay. I would have tried it. I'm a coffee drinker. Yeah, he doesn't drink coffee or tea. He only drinks Diet Coke. And he doesn't drink alcohol. So, I also found this out over the weekend. Guess who they are hiring to replace Judge Janine at Fox? This is going to throw you. They have hired, or it looks like they're going to hire, Alina Habba. Alina Habba said that her position in New Jersey is just temporary, that it's up in like 3 months, I think she said. That's a four, 4 or 5 month position. See, I'm not diabetic, and I would have a problem if I were to ever become diabetic because I'm allergic to almost all of the fake sugars. They all make me throw up. Yeah, I am waiting for her to go after Jessica because she's like the judge. She don't hold back. She knows what she knows, and you ain't gonna dissuade her, right? Well, that's good, Zach, that you can do that. I have never been able to do that. I cannot stand anything that's really bitter. And some coffees are really bitter. So are some teas. Everybody tries to say, well, it's tea, it's coffee, it tastes the same. No, no, no. Each blend has its own unique flavor. Yeah, the tannins. The tannins are good for you. And I also found out years ago that coffee is actually good for you. Um, Coffee has naturally occurring theophylline, which if you have problems with your lungs, they give you prescription theophylline, and I had a Chinese doctor who was a holistic doctor also. He said, "Do you like coffee?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Drink coffee. Coffee has naturally occurring theophylline, and you won't ever have to go on prescription theophylline." I said, "Okay." I thought that was pretty neat. All right, that's what I got for y'all today. Sorry that I was a little bit late, but we got through it, didn't we? Yeah. What he told me is black coffee, no cream, no sugar. Yeah, that would be a neat response video. I like some of them response videos. Like, I like Leonard Skinner, Freebird, and to watch these young kids watch that song, the video, for the first time, just hilarious. Yeah, I drink about 6 cups, and I feel, well, what I do is I drink like 3 or 4 in the morning, and then I drink tea most of the rest of the day. Yeah. I was getting a kick out of the one couple of weeks ago that I watched Freebird, and the girl kept interrupting and saying, "Okay, so when is Leonard going to come out?" Yeah, she kept saying, "Well, this has a nice slow melody. I'm still waiting for Leonard to come out." And then they get to the 7-minute guitar solo, and she's like, "Oh wow, I never saw this coming." It's like, crying out loud, lady. Let the song play, right? All right, you guys. I love you guys, and we will talk again tomorrow. Take care now. Bye.